I love being connected in the world, guys. So my buddy Mark from the Average Watch Bros YouTube channel, I'll put a link to his video on this watch down below. I think he was working with Dave, one of the owners of this brand, the Ocean Orbit brand. And he said, hey, I can see if maybe Random Rob wants to check it out or something like that. So Dave reached out to me and I said, yeah, send it over. We'll take a look at it. I liked the specs. They sent me the link. I looked at their website. I looked at the specs of the watch. And I'm like, this looks like a nice watch. Let's see it. Because I do have to turn away watches, guys. I've finally gotten to the point where like I have to turn away some watches. I just don't have the capacity to manage all of them. But when I'm shown something that's intriguing, and this is still kind of what I would consider safe. Like there's nothing crazy going on here. It's just a good looking watch. But it's also an affordable, good looking watch. And it ticks a lot of boxes. I wanted to make sure I get the video to show you guys. There's already some really good videos out there on this watch. This is a prototype. Like I said, Mark's already done a video. There's already like 3 or 4 other YouTubers that have done a video on it. But I still wanted to get my hands on it. So here we are. This is the Ocean to Orbit. I'm going to screw this up. LHOTSE. And LHOTSE is a mountain range or a mountain that is the 4th highest mountain. It's near Everest. I'm never going to get over there. But it's important because this watch is inspired by explorers and, you know, the likes of, remember back in the day, or the stories, the romance stories we heard of like the explorers and the Smiths, all those watches going on the excursion up those big mountains and everything like that. So that's what this one is tied to. And they've actually sent it up on an expedition before. So that's their goals. That's their aspiration. The two owners of the brand, they come from the automotive design industry, so they definitely have design background, and they were able to build this watch, which is pretty dang cool. Not everybody gets it right. I think they got it right. So let's get into this thing. I talked enough about blah, blah, blah. Let's get into the watch. So the case, I measure 38.6 millimeter. They say it's 38.5, but we're not going to squabble over 0.1 millimeter. So that's 38.6. The lug to lug is a 47.2 millimeter. You can see beautiful finishing on this thing. I'll do some close-ups in a little bit. The thickness I measure at approximately 11.65. I say approximately in jest because it's actually 11.65. You can see the crystal sits just proud of that bezel. It is boxed, and one of the best double-domed box crystals I've handled. That is very clean dimension on that thing. And then, of course, standard 20 millimeter lug opening here, so you can wear all your 20 millimeter straps on this watch. And the bracelet is really nice. Shorter lengths makes it easier to get a good size. It tapers down to 16 millimeter, actually a touch under that. You have 3 micro adjust on the simple fold over clasp that buttons down. Again, this is a prototype. Check the link in the description. There could be changes. There often are changes from the prototype. So just if you're interested in this, go to the website and follow it and stay up to date on it. They're doing pre-orders right now. You can see this says the South Peak, LHOTSE, Ocean to Orbit, and the GPS coordinates. Swiss made because there's a lot of Swiss components in this. One, the movement, the loom, all of that good stuff. And I'm sure the parts are sourced elsewhere. That's pretty much industry norm. But the movement in this is actually the STP 1-21, the no date version. So when you unscrew the crown, which it is a screw down crown and it is signed and it's a 6.5 millimeter. I failed to mention that. But when it's signed, look at it. It's the actual mountain, the LHOTSE mountain. So that is really cool. That's unique. I love that little attention to detail. So 40-hour power reserve on the movement, and you know, you can hack and hand wind and all that stuff. But it's also incredibly thin. Part of that is that movement and the construction of the watch on top of that. Speaking of the construction of the watch, if we take a closer look at that dial, you kind of have a brushed anthracite dial. It's vertically brushed. And then you have those nice applied markers. And then check out the shape of the handset, if I can get it there. Look at the hour. Doesn't that kind of look like a rocket hand? Like, we're used to like the Seiko rocket from the Monster and everything. We love like hitting them when they line up and everything. But that hour hand is a rocket right out of the gate. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what else you call that. So then you have that applied logo up top, and then nicely text. It's not too little, it's not too much, it's perfect. Ocean to Orbit, automatic, LHOTSE, 100 meter water depth rating, 330 feet, Swiss made at the bottom. There's a closer look at the bracelet. And yes, you do have screw links, so easy to size. Here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, so you can see that. Wears nice, great everyday style watch. You don't have the fuss of messing around with a bezel or anything like that. I love my no date watches. You just set it and good to go. You don't have to worry about setting the date. You can just quick set the time, and I often do that. I don't even set my watches. This might shock people, but I don't even set my watches to the atomic time. I don't hit that seconds mark. I call it like battle setting. I just basically do it within a few minutes. I'm really close, and I set it and go. I'm usually good with that. Price point, full retail on it is $895. Right now on the pre-order, snapshot in time, depending on when you watch this, $795. So it's just under $800, and you got yourself a beautiful looking watch. There are some other colorways too. Definitely go check out the website. Let's give this thing a quick blast with the UV torch. Turn off the studio lights and check how good this lume is. Heavy application of lume, even on this prototype. I'm guessing this prototype is probably like 90% or more. I don't know that there's going to be much changes. If they are, hopefully they don't do anything too dramatic, because it's already a home run out of the gate. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next video.